What is up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, and Steve. A lot of news to get into today. Alexis Mac Allister is officially signed for the club, and we got a lot of transfer news surrounding MAnu Kone, Khephran Thuram, as well as the Anfield Stadium expansion, all of which we are going to discuss today. Good morning to everyone in the chat, and most importantly, Steve, good morning to you. How are you, my friend?
Most importantly, is damn right. Good morning to me. I'm doing well, man. Sunday. So we get to relax and talk about some exciting news.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day is right. Yeah, look, everybody on the globe should start their Sunday with the Sunday summary.
Ain't that the truth? God
Like,
damn.
just grab a cup of Joe. And if you're somewhere else in the world, fine. Like, you spend your lunch watching the Sunday summary. If you're in, I don't know, say Asia, Dubai, I think it's like nighttime there now, dinner time, give or take. Sit down with the family,
Have a
pull on the
glass of
TV.
wine.
Yeah, with the kids, the family, the moms, your wife and kids, or your husband and kids, or whoever. Slide a TV right into the dining room or the living room. Sit out on the porch, on the veranda, and just fire up Sunday Summary, no matter where you are in the globe.
Absolutely love it. And who other than the legend himself, Steve?
Oh my gosh, Paul, welcome back. What'd
Paul.
you lose internet for 2 years, Paul?
What an
I
absolute
hope all
legend.
is well. All jokes aside, Paul, hope all is well. Welcome back.
Yeah. Good morning to Ross, Liz, Ian Richards in the chat here as well. Paul. Who else we got in here? Rob Scott. What's up, Rob? Good morning. Seamus, what's up? Gershom, good morning to everyone. Again, we're chatting about the transfer news. Let's just jump right into Alexis Mac Allister, man. It's official. It's done. 35 million pounds. If you guys haven't checked out the video we made earlier this week, go ahead and check that out. Alexis Mac Allister for 35 million is an absolute steal, Steve. 35 million. He's going to wear the number 10. He has arrived. Thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's Seamus. Hi, Seamus. Kyle called you Seamus. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
It's yeah, that you know, and you know this. It's vocab
I
101.
do. Seamus. I know. I'm an idiot.
So shame on you.
Yes. You know what? I'm just gonna...
Shame is on you. Anyways, sorry, Kyle.
corny,
I had to.
but...
I would expect you to do the same. Okay, he's here for 35 million. First and foremost, I called you as soon as this happened because, as you know, I've been saying we're going to overpay for this guy, but I don't care. Do it. I thought it was going to be in the 60 to 70 million range. I think most people were fearing that it was going to get to that point. Let me just say, I was wrong because we got him for half that price, which is mind-blowing. Now, there was obviously a clause that some of us didn't know about until very recently. But when you think about the other players that we're linked with, Thuram, Kone, right, a dozen others, we'll call it, the fact that we were able to get our number, what we believe to be our star signing of the summer, our main target for 35 million, which is right in our budget, right in our wheelhouse. And still, if we get, let's just say, if we get these other two guys, Kone, Thuram, or just two other players of that caliber, all in, we will have gotten three players for the price of Bellingham, which is 100, and then another 20 million or so in add-ons, which you would assume he will trigger. So we'll call him 120. That means we've got 85 million left to spend to reach that point. That could be four players. That could be two or three more players and four total. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Now, that is the base fee, not including add-ons. I haven't seen anything officially about the add-ons, but regardless, 35 million, right in our wheelhouse, for a player of Alexis Mac Allister, let's say his prestige, right? The guy's a winner, World Cup winner. All right, he was able to successfully help Brighton get to European football. Guy's good. All right. Brighton cashed out as well. Brighton got him for about 7 million from Boca Juniors, I think, or Argentino Juniors, one of those teams. 7 million cashed out on him. Quintupled their money. So shout out to Brighton for that. Now, my question with him is, where's he going to play? How's our system going to change with him, Steve? Because I think Alexis Mac Allister functions more as a center mid, attacking mid hybrid. All right. He's not a defensive player. I'm sure he could play defensively if need be. Shout out to Doug as well. Good morning, Doug. But yeah, seriously, how's he going to play? Is this Naby Keïta replacement who signed for Werder Bremen?
No, we will get into that for sure.
What?
We will get into that. Okay, where is he going to play? Well, the good news is he can play all across the midfield. I would say most people would consider his strongest area to be as an attacking midfielder. But he can also play like your general center mid, and he can also play a bit of defensive mid. Look, he plays hard. He will put in the hard yards, and he will go in for tackles. So I really do think he's versatile. However, I don't want to see him playing defensive mid, if I'm being honest. We have Fabinho there. We have Bajcetic, who should be coming back. We have Trent that slid into that role to an extent. He's going to be playing in an attacking role. Now, the question is, do we keep the standard 4-3-3 and just stick him on one side? Or are we going to change up the formation a bit, which I think would make sense, but it's also going to depend on who else we get. I will say it's going to be interesting to see what happens now with Elliott. And it looks like Carvalho could be on the way out.
Yes.
So
Salzburg, I think.
I think this
or
changes.
Leipzig?
I think it was Leipzig, but
Yeah.
The question is not only where is he going to play, which I think is clearly in a center attacking mid role, maybe a hybrid regular center mid role, but what does this do to, I guess, like our first 11, and what does this do to guys like Harvey Elliott? I think Harvey Elliott slotting in behind him as his backup would be great. That's what I'm envisioning in an attacking mid role.
Another thing I want to bring up, who's to say that he's even going to play, bro? Because obviously we've been so hungry for midfield signings. Now that we have one, right? I think we're really just amped up about this signing. I know he's good, don't get me wrong. But who's to say that he's even going to start? Who's to say that Klopp doesn't just have this guy and he's kind of just slotting in? He has to earn his spot. Or do you think he's immediately just going to throw him into the starting 11 like he did with Gakpo?
Well, there's two parts to that. Great question. There's no doubt he can start in the Premier League. And he will be a starter for this club. I would say for most of the season. If you're asking, is he going to start right from the beginning? Well, that's up to him. Can you adapt? Can you perform in preseason? Are you healthy? Are you picking things up quickly? Who else do we sign? There's a lot of other variables, but there's no doubt this guy's going to be a starter for more than half the games for this club. I don't know if he slots in right away, but I mean, if Thiago's fit, Fabinho's fit, Hendo's fit, we signed one or two other midfielders. You got Curtis Jones, you got Bajcetic. All of a sudden, it's a valid question. Does he start? But we definitely need what he brings to the table. So hopefully he starts.
I think of the players you mentioned, the players you just read about, really, like he's better than Bajcetic. He's better than Jones is at the moment. He's better than Elliott is at the moment. And I'm not saying like just overall, but if I had to choose between them to start, I'd choose Mac Allister, I think. But you're probably looking at a midfield of Mac Allister, Hendo, and Fabinho right off the bat. Now, of course, we still have 1 year of Thiago left, right? Let's just leave that there. We won't touch on that.
If you're playing a game tomorrow and everyone's fit, I think Thiago's on the team sheet. A match tomorrow.
The key there is if everyone's fit.
Right. But they should be at the start of the season. Most times people are. If you have, all right, let's do this really quick. You have to pick 3 midfielders for a match tomorrow. Trent is at right back. He doesn't count.
Right.
Who are you picking? Who are your 3 with the people
Honestly,
we have right now?
I'm gonna fall into this trap of the new signing excitement. Actually, no, I won't. Yo, I'm gonna go based on the end of the season. I'm gonna go Jones, Hendo, Fabinho right now. Mac Allister is the first one off the bench because he hasn't learned the system yet, and I don't want to put that responsibility on him too early. Let him come on. Let him come on in the 60th minute, play 30 minutes, see what he's got. But I'm honestly going to go Jones, Hendo, Fabinho, man. That midfield they were crushing teams by the end of the season.
Okay. I'm going Fabinho in a sitting back in front of the back line, and I'm going Thiago and Mac Allister in front of him. If I have a match tomorrow, and everyone's fit, not tomorrow, 3 months from now, everyone's fit.
What
I think
about you
that's
guys in
what
the
I'm
chat?
doing.
Let us know who would you go in the midfield right now if we have a game tomorrow. Sorry,
The
Steve,
only
go ahead.
person that could leak in is Hendo, just because of his experience and his leadership. But
And his handsomeness.
think about Fabinho just being able to chill and clean things up, Hoover, and then Mac Allister putting in the hard yards, getting forward, Thiago just pulling the strings. Like, that just looks so good to me.
Doug says Fabinho, Thiago, Mac Allister. Oh, I like
That's what
that
I
midfield
said. Yep.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, no, I heard what you said.
Okay.
What do you think? I'm not listening to you?
Thiago, Fab, Mac Allister. Yeah, dude, I just think this is.
Yeah. Am I an idiot? Am I?
No, I don't think you're an idiot. I just think you took recency bias. You should have removed recency bias.
Yeah, I definitely had
Just
recency
think
bias.
about what you would be able to look at, like how pleasing to the eye that would be to see those guys.
But see, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and I don't think beauty is just what I want to look at. It's how I feel and what I've seen in the past. I got trust issues. So how do I trust Mac Allister at this point? I trust Jones. I trust Hendo. I do trust Thiago as well.
I mean, I hope Jones turned the corner.
I think he did, bro.
I think I think he did too. I think he finally. I think he always had this. I just think he needed to be in chances and just take advantage of it. Everything had to align: fitness, energy levels, trust from Klopp, players he's playing alongside, pressure, right? Motivation, and it happened. But here's what I could also see happening. Curtis Jones doesn't play every match like he did for the last 2 months. This season coming up, and he falls into a little bit of a lull again. He can't build that momentum. He doesn't play every match, or he doesn't start every match. What happens then? That remains to be seen. But nonetheless, he's not making it into my team if I'm playing tomorrow with everyone that we have and they're all fit.
All right, fair.
But he's still the man.
Good points. That's the beauty of the sport. Make sure you like the stream if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. Paul Grieve says, who do you think is better, Mount or Mac Allister? I have to go Mac Allister. 100% have to go Mac Allister. And I think it's evident just what Mac Allister has done. I value a team player and a winner more so than a player I can watch and be like, ooh, he passes the eye test. At times, Mason Mount has done that for me. I've said, wow, this kid is really talented, and he might be. But Mac Allister, in my eyes, is a much better signing, and he's half the price. He's half the price, and he might even be better. I think he's better.
Well, first of all, I agree. But I also think it's tough to compare them to an extent. And here's why. Yeah, they're both listed as midfielders, but we've seen Mount play on left. We've seen him play left wing. We've seen him play like false nine. He doesn't defend.
No, he doesn't.
He's not a hard-working midfielder, which Mac Allister can be. So because of the versatility and the season that he just had, I would say Mac Allister is better. The price, I try not to let that skew the argument here, but there's no doubt Mason Mount has talent. I just think they are really two very, very different players.
Sure. Agreed.
Very, very different players. Like,
Mason
I
Mount
think Mason Mount is a closer comparison to like a Firmino.
Shit. I mean,
Like,
dude,
he's
honestly,
always playing up top or on the wing.
I'd say like I think Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic are more similar than Mac Allister and Mason Mount. Although Mason Mount originally started out as an attacking mid. You're right, Steve. He ended up playing as more of a forward, whether it was on the left side or centrally. He was more of a forward. And he's had a rough season. To be fair, I mean, dude, anyone's having a rough season over there at Chelsea. But let's transition. We're all excited about Alexis Mac Allister. It's going to be extremely exciting to see him get a full preseason under his belt. If you haven't already, go check out the signing day video. I love those videos. Let's move in to the MAnu Kone news. Now, guys, I know this is why I didn't make a Liverpool agree terms with Kone video. The reports earlier this week had suggested that both Khephran Thuram and MAnu Kone had agreed terms. MAnu Kone is seemingly more and more unlikely to join Liverpool. Now, let me bring up this report here from the Liverpool Echo. Okay, or excuse me, not Liverpool Echo. This is Anfield. It's also being reported by Liverpool Echo as well. But here we go. So, coming up on your screen now. So, after confirming the arrival of Alexis Mac Allister, the anticipation for the next signing, as we know, is growing between Khephran Thuram and MAnu Kone. But it is unlikely to be MAnu Kone, a reliable reporter has stated. Okay, let's move on. Now, this is Florian Plettenberg, which we've come across before. Big name, okay? Has said that been told a transfer to LFC is very unlikely. Yes, he's on a short list because of his interesting profile, which I agree 100% with, but not a hot transfer target for Liverpool at this stage, which is very interesting. This is why a lot of transfer news is extremely difficult to trust. And, by the way, why I trust Fabrizio Romano over any other journalist, because I was following this closely. In my video with Khephran Thuram, I said David O'Connell has reportedly said that he has agreed terms. Not a peep from Fabrizio Romano on this. Not a peep.
Oh, man.
Okay. He said that their agents met to discuss, but nothing. Okay. So I made that video because it was breaking and it was from several journalists. So I was like, okay, something's here. Let me report it. Right. I didn't see anything like that on Kone, though. But anyways, for Borussia Mönchengladbach, he's still a top candidate for sale, but no concrete offers yet. They're wanting at least 30 million euros for him, which I think is a fair price. 22 years old. Okay. There had been suggestions that there was a clear pathway to Kone, with Liverpool's new sporting director, George Schmadtke, having seen his son, Nils, take the same role at Gladbach. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. But while a line has been drawn through Kone's name by Plettenberg, it could suggest focus has shifted to prioritizing a move for Khephran Thuram. Huh. Interesting. Despite reports of negative meetings with Nice. That is another thing I want to just touch on real quick, is that meetings kind of have been reportedly sour, Steve, with Khephran Thuram. But both have been subject to growing reports stemming from Liverpool's interest with Thuram and Vega to represent France and Spain, respectively, in the U21 Euros this summer. It will be Liverpool's preference to get deals done as early as possible.
When do the Euros start?
Great question. Probably, July?
Someone knows. Let us know. U21 Euros, when do those start?
When do they start?
That's going to play a big
watching.
role because it's either going to happen before or after. That'll let us know if we should expect something now, a yay or a nay, or if we're going to have to wait. What is it? Another 2 months?
Fight, you deserve.
Oh, jeez.
Is no ads, bro. No ads with sound. Give me pop-up ads. That's fine. Discover, great. That's fine.
We don't want any copyright situation over here.
No sound. Like, that's all I ask. Jesus.
You know what I'm going to say, Kyle? I'm going to say I don't think anybody has any idea what's going on with these two.
Well,
I don't think anybody knows.
The only one who knows
what
is
I'm hearing is
Romano.
What I'm hearing is Thuram seems expensive, a little bit more expensive than Mac Allister at least, and then Kone is apparently unlikely. But until we hear something from the man himself, what do we believe, Kyle?
That's the thing, dude. I don't know what to believe anymore. There are like 3 guys that I follow. Okay. And then obviously all these other guys like Florian Plettenberg and all these other international journalists that I know their names, but I don't follow them. Right. Fabrizio Romano is top. Now, a lot of you guys will say Fabrizio Romano's not a real journalist. He gets reports from other people and does it. That's what journalism is. Okay? He's not in it. He's not in the trenches, but he's got a great network. Okay? So he's made life easy for himself. He's still one of the most reliable journalists. So that's it. Fabrizio Romano. I follow David O'Connell a lot. Now, whether that's reliable or not, who knows? James Pierce fell off the face of the earth. Okay? He went to the Athletic, he fell off. He does more like interesting pieces now, but he's less of a reporter and more of a, what's the word? Creative journalist, I guess you could say, which is fine. Maybe that's actually what he wants to do. And the third is Neil Jones. But other than that, Steve, is there anyone else?
I mean, Doug here saying in the chat, Calvin Ramsey, Preston's pushing to potentially get him on loan. I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That must mean we're getting another right back. And then there's the Pavard links we might talk about. But who do I trust? I certainly trust Fabrizio Romano. Anybody that has a bad thing to say about him, I don't know how you could. He's literally the most unbiased reporter ever. The reason people are like, oh, he's not a reporter. Maybe you're right, Kyle. Maybe he's not in the trenches. He's not a James Pierce, like breathing down the necks of Anfield in the training center, right? He doesn't support one team.
Right.
He reports for the entire sport. So he does have to have some connections, and he does have to be at a distance from kind of what he's reporting. So I just think he's the most trustworthy. When you see him say, "Here we go," that's it.
Yeah.
Until that happens, everybody in the world that follows any sort of rumors from a social media perspective knows once you see that, it is 99.9%. Because there's always the chance of a medical or something around, right? Something crazy.
Sure.
But
Shama here. If this was 2 years ago, I'd say, oh no, you're right. But dude, like the last few signings, every update has been public. The entire Mac Allister saga, every development in the story we knew about. So nothing's secret anymore. I feel like it used to be like that. Maybe it's secret when it's so quick that no one has time to report on it. Mac Allister was a 6-month process.
Well, who else have we signed? Gakpo. That happened pretty quick.
Yeah, right. No, that's what. So there was Gakpo, Darwin Nunez. We knew about for 3-4 weeks.
There was Carvalho.
What's that?
It was Carvalho last summer.
Carvalho was a 6-month lead up, right?
Guess you're right.
Thiago, we knew everything about.
And then was last January Diaz?
Oh yeah, Diaz. Diaz was relatively quick, but it wasn't like abrupt.
Yeah,
Diaz
we haven't had one of those in a while. But no, he's right. He's right. I think what he's saying is before things get to the market, there's a lot of things that happen. Like I find it very hard to believe that in every scenario, Jorg makes a phone call and then that's getting reported 5 minutes later. Like there's definitely some guys, like James Ward-Prowse, perfect example. I don't know how I feel about him, but like he's not going to play in the championship. So
I don't want him. I don't.
Regardless, like I can almost guarantee that somebody connected to Liverpool has at least inquired. And probably a while ago, but the links are starting to pop up more and more. But he's right. Or Shama, he or she is right. There's definitely things going on that we don't know about.
Absolutely.
But when something catches fire, it blows up into this. You got people creating a welcome to Liverpool videos, right? Like people are excited about these things, but
right.
They may not be any farther along than something going on in the background. So
no, you're absolutely right. And the last abrupt signing I can think of, Rob, you're right, is Jota. Jota was the last one where I was like, oh man, this was quick. It was literally like 48 hours, maybe less. And then before that, Fabinho. So it's right. Artio, what's going on, man? Good morning. Stonage, what's good, man? I think the disrespect on Ward-Prowse's name is mad. Listen to me. Let me be very clear on James Ward-Prowse, okay? As we back away from Kone for a second. By me saying I don't want James Ward-Prowse, that is not me saying he's not a good player. All right, let's get that out of the way. I just don't want James Ward-Prowse. People are allowed to think a player's good and not want him. Okay? Like, I think Bruno Fernandes is good. I don't want him. I'm just saying. I think Ruben Diaz is good. I don't want him. I think João Cancelo's good. I don't want him. I think Gundogan's good. I don't want him.
I would take Gundogan.
Of course you would.
Those other guys I don't want, but I would take Gundogan. I really would. And he worked under Klopp. But no. Stonage, you're absolutely right. He is a good player. I think his stats are a little bit inflated just based on the team that he's on that doesn't really have much else. But we know what he brings to the table. I will say he's not young. He's going on 28. But maybe, how old is Hendo? Is Hendo 32?
31, 32.
I could see him like kind of taking over a role like that to an extent. Different
Sure.
players, but experienced, a bit of international experience, right? Like, I don't think we need him, but I would certainly take him. The only question is like, that's a question you can ask: is he going to play?
See, that's
like McAllister is going to play, but
sorry to interrupt, but look, if I'm James Ward-Prowse, and honestly, good point. Thanks for bringing it up, Chris. Honestly, James Ward-Prowse is a hot topic because his team just got relegated. We could get him at a discounted price. The question for James Ward-Prowse becomes: how do you go from captaining a team that you've been at virtually your whole career? Okay, I think he may have graduated from their academy. I don't know. To coming to Liverpool, I'd be very surprised if he sniffed the pitch at Liverpool. So it's like, what does he want to do? Does he want to stay at Southampton and fight to bring them back up? Maybe. Dude, maybe that's what he wants to do. But it's only logical that he's being linked with moves away.
well, he's in the prime of his career. So I don't know if that's what he wants to do. I'm sure he loves that club. I know he does. But also, I think he's making like 100K a week. Nothing crazy, but like, do we want to pay him over 100?
He seems like the perfect signing for like a Chelsea or an Arsenal. It seems like that's what they would do. They see an opportunity for an English player and they're just like, let's snatch him up. How much you want? 85? Done.
Yeah. No, he's definitely good. I don't know, man. If he comes in, then like somebody else has to go. Because you're not going to sign him
Somebody
just to
has
let
to
him
go.
sit on the bench. You're not going to do that. So Carvalho would have to go. You would have to imagine they're going to move on from somebody else too, especially if they're going to bring in more midfielders. But like, who knows how much longer Hendo's going to play? I don't know. People were calling for Fabinho to get sold 2 months ago.
Yeah, dude. That
So
is
what's
just
going on there?
People are just absolutely so quick on the trigger. Just literally premature blank when it comes to transfers. Like a player has one bad game and they're like, sell him. It's unreal.
Rob Scott says Tielemans going to Villa. Yep. Ox, I know that's in the works.
That to me tells me everything I need to know. I honestly think it's a great signing for Villa, number one. Great signing for Villa. But number two, it kind of tells me that despite all the links Tielemans was being linked with, he was linked with Arsenal, he was linked with Liverpool.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
He's not that good.
No, he's not on that level.
He's not.
He's not on that level. He would be a rotational player. He would fill in if we needed him. He'd give you a shift. And like Naby has, like here and there. Now he'd be fit. Don't get me wrong.
Hopefully.
He'd be playing in cups. He'd be playing in like the Carabao and
Sure.
stuff like that. You're absolutely right. Now, the way Villa turned things around with Emery, if they get Ox, if he stays fit, Tielemans, and then a guy like James Ward-Prowse, like Rob Scott's saying here, like that would be pretty solid for them.
Yeah.
That would be pretty damn solid. They still have Coutinho?
That's another thing, dude. I thought Coutinho was going to be rebirthed. Okay? He's losing out to Buendia.
Dude, something really, really bad happened to him.
His mental fortitude was killed. Rightly so. That's what happens.
What are
You
they
figure-
paying him, dude?
I don't. They're probably paying him a good chunk of change. It's got to be at least 150.
It
has
looks
to
like
be.
125 here on this website. I don't know if I can trust it, but
No, I'll trust 125.
he was making like absurd dough before that.
Yeah, what was he making at Barcelona?
I
Like
feel like it
350?
was like no, I feel like it was like closer to 500, dude.
You're what?
Let me see. I don't know.
Oscar Murphy asked about Chouameni. Apparently, we still inquire about Chouameni every other week.
Yeah, seriously, Klopp's calling every other week apparently.
I totally would.
If we're not going to buy Bellingham, we're not going to buy Chouameni.
Oh, I want Chouameni. Give me Chouameni.
It was 470K a week at Barca, at least at some point from this report. And then I think it went down 70% wage cut to stay or to help the club because you know they've had issues. Oh, okay.
Oh.
345 per week cut to seal a $17 million permanent deal to Aston Villa from Barca. So he was making about 470. Now he's on 125 after a $142 million move. Or £1 million, or is that euro? I don't know the symbols.
Oh my God. Absolute shame what happened to that man. Absolute shame. So we chatted about Mac Allister, Kone, and Khephran Thuram a little bit. Khephran Thuram, let's keep an eye on that. I think we'll see Kone die off a little bit. You never know. It could be a tactic. But I think the Khephran Thuram one is more likely because we already signed an attacking midfield-ish. Center mid, box-to-box, attacking midfield hybrid guy. It's very unlikely we sign another type midfielder like that. We're probably going to look more towards the defensive side of things next, which Khephran Thuram could fit very nicely. All right? So let's keep an eye on that. There's also other names that we're linked with, like Sangare. We've had his name in the hat a few times.
Yeah, Anfield Podcast here is saying Sangare and Kudus both are better than Bellingham. I mean, I'm sure they're great, but there's just absolutely no chance. Jude Bellingham's a top 10 player in the world right now.
I'm just thinking back to when the
Give
hype
or
around
take.
Bellingham was so high. And like everyone thought he was going to come here, including me. And then just the gut punch of saying Liverpool are out of the race.
Yeah, just on a random evening.
Yeah.
It was like a Tuesday evening. Liverpool are out of the race. And I mean, shame on us for believing. Shame on us for believing.
Oh my God.
But no, there's no way these guys are better than him. But I'm sure they're great. Again,
now
Jude Bellingham is a generational talent. He will be the best midfield. He'll win
certainly
Ballon
framed
d'Ors. He'll win at least one Ballon d'Or, I believe.
Before we jump into the Liverpool Stadium expansion, I want to just touch on some other news with our boy Naby Keïta. We have to chat about this. There's nothing funny about it. The guys just went to a club, but it's actually hilarious. Okay. So Naby Keïta, RB Leipzig to Liverpool, pretty much wasted 5 years of his career. And now he's at Werder Bremen. It's crazy. He was here for 5 years, Steve. Did you know that?
Yeah. I remember when we signed him. We had to wait a whole year for him.
5 years. He was here. 5. Played 6 games. He didn't really play 6 games, people. All right? Relax. Some of y'all will be like, hey, he played more than that.
Yeah.
But
I think it just goes to show you, when they unveiled him at the stadium, I could be wrong, but it wasn't like a party. It was an empty stadium.
They unveiled him at the stadium?
Well, he showed up at the stadium and took photos, like the signing photos.
Well, every club's way of revealing players is different. Ours is badass. I like how we reveal players.
Right. Well, think about what they do like over in Saudi with like Karim Benzema, like just crazy stuff. That's the excitement I had for Naby Keïta.
We were all. Have you been more excited for a signing than Naby Keïta?
Never.
Me neither. I was so excited.
Never.
So sad.
What are they paying him?
Look it up. Look it up. Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way, while Steve's looking that up. Make sure you give the stream a like and subscribe to the channel. We're just taking a little detour here to chat about our boy Naby Keïta.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's funny. When I saw it, I chuckled a little bit, but like I wouldn't be surprised if he's fit all year. I just feel like that's the way these types of things go. Like he gets a change. He's a guaranteed starter if he's fit, probably.
Oh, no question.
He might find a way to be miraculously healthy.
Can you name another player on Werder Bremen aside from like Milo Rashica?
No.
I don't even know if he plays for them anymore.
No, I don't follow them at all.
Yeah. So what's so sad is that Naby Keïta is a very, very talented player. But because of his injury record, teams didn't want to take that risk on him. Rightly so. But Werder Bremen saw an opportunity. And if Werder Bremen, this is almost like Nabil Fekir. This is almost like the Nabil Fekir situation. Like Nabil Fekir, you could have gone from the captaining Olympique Lyon to Liverpool. That deal fell through. He ends up going to Real Betis for 20 million.
Right, but he's done really well there.
I'm not saying he hasn't. And I'm sure Naby Keïta is going to do great, but it's what quality of club is willing to risk money on you, right? Real Betis, everyone knows the name of the club. Are they like a consistent Champions League competitor? No. Is Werder Bremen? No. They're a mid-table to... They're kind of like a Brighton and Hove Albion of the Bundesliga, I feel like. They're good. They're competitive, but hey.
I'm trying to see what he's making over there.
Ardio said, Werder Bremen's team doctor clearly had a heavy night before he did that medical. Oh, man. That's crazy. How do you pass a medical without serious injury? He's got to do a VO2 max test. All right, we're being pretty crappy.
It doesn't look like he's making much.
Really?
I can't tell, dude.
I feel like he wasn't making much at Liverpool either, dude. I feel like he was making like 120. Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, that's a lot. Don't get me wrong. If you pay me 120.
Plattenberg says Keïta will be getting 2.5 million a year.
That's still a lot.
But that's a different. So GBP, it's 2.15 million per year. What's that per week? Oh, that will work out to 48K per week.
48?
Dude, that's the math that I got on my phone here, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm dumb. I did that wrong." And then I'm looking on this website, Dave O'Connell's website.
Okay, so 48K per week. That's less than Robbo makes. That's less than Nat Phillips makes.
It's not a lot of money. It means he's fallen from grace.
Now, to be fair,
your grace.
Pay me 48K per week. I'll take it. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'll take it.
He just stole 12 million a year from us, or whatever it is. He just stole like 7 or 8 million a year from us.
Ah, poor guy.
Kyle, what did he give us?
He gave us some great volley goals.
Let me ask you this: he had 2,
and he's so cute.
Listen, take Naby Keïta out of the club for the last 5 years, we still win all those trophies.
Oh my God.
Maybe more. Because we don't rely on him to be fit. We sign somebody else that's available.
Yeah, true.
Hey. He is the No, I'm just kidding. Moving on. Next.
Honestly, all the best to Naby Keïta. All the best to Ox. Still waiting to see if Roberto Firmino is going to sign somewhere. James Milner going to Brighton, and obviously. I want to take a quick detour here. I want to look at Liverpool stadium expansion, guys. It's making really big progress. I think they raise the roof, no pun intended. Still looking to be complete by the first home game of the 23-24 season, guys. So it should be done by the start of the season, which is kind of insane when you think about it.
That is wild. I thought it was going to take a lot longer.
Yeah. Unless I'm reading this wrong, this is according to Forbes. Why Liverpool FC stadium expansion isn't for the locals. Well, let's not click on that one.
It's probably because it's so damn hard to get tickets for people elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, God, people just want to come see the. Like, I don't understand why people are so mad that people want to come see their club. Like, Yeah, I get it's like I know there is not an ownership, but like a loyalty aspect to it. Like, I'm from here. This is my club. They play in my city. I get that. But who cares?
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, no, it's that like people are very cynical over there, dude.
No, I know, and it's like that for not just Liverpool. It's for like that for a lot of clubs, but that's just not the way it works. It's just not realistic to think that way. These stadiums hold. What's this going to hold now? 70,000.
61.
Okay, like there's enough matches to go around.
Yeah.
There are college American football stadiums here in the U.S. that hold 100,000 people
I know. It's kind of
for a college for university football games.
for the popularity of Liverpool Football Club, the stadium should honestly be 80 to 100,000. It really should be.
It should. It should.
And that's why they're expanding it, guys. They're only going to expand the Kenny Dalglish stand next. The Cop will probably be last. But hey, let's see if there's any other photos here. God, that looks so cool. And
It's gonna be great.
It fits the theme of the new main stand. Here we go. I like this one the best. There we go. Cranes.
Well, hopefully it's ready.
It's gonna be. It says it's supposed to be.
Just so we can move on from it and just reap the benefits of all that extra money.
You're so annoying. You're like, God, can we move on from this? Like, you hate discussing things.
No. I'm talking about the stadium expansion. We've been talking about it for 2 years. Not me and you. I said hopefully it's done for before the season so we can move on from this. Like, I'm tired of seeing these pictures with the cranes. Wrap it up. Moving on. We got trophies to win. I don't care about this construction.
It takes a while to build.
Hurry up. That's all I'm saying, Kyle. It has nothing to do with you or this show. The next and final thing we're going to speak about, however, because we are moving on, is the Champions League final.
Oh my God.
Here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to say.
Hold on, not yet. I'm not done with the stadium expansion. I want to annoy you a little more.
Okay.
Okay. Liverpool's redevelopment, which is being overseen by the Buckingham Group, is on schedule, and the old upper tier will be removed within the next week. So that's awesome. The exterior stand now looks much more polished, with the majority of the brickwork and windows fitted. I love the brick. While turnstiles have been added to the entrances, I'm extremely surprised how quickly this has been done, to be honest with you.
No, I know, me too, honestly. Jokes aside.
Yeah, I can tell you're being very genuine. Now,
no, seriously.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
But things have changed a lot over the years. The New England Patriots are making like $500 million worth of changes, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be done in the next few months, and it just started.
Yeah. And
the technology is just crazy now.
Yeah, no, it really is. And this makes me pissed off when I see like city workers and there's 8 of them standing around one 4x4 area of concrete watching one guy pour it. Pisses me off. So anyways, this is a good picture to see how deep it goes. When you see the existing stand right here, kind of went back to maybe like right here, literally like right here. And then the old Anfield Road was just right here. This is going to be a massive stand. Now, of course, I've done videos in the past, and also we've had pictures courtesy of Tony Madden. Shout out to Tony Madden, channel legend. All right. And it's going to have tons of different things. It's going to have VIP suites, I think some restaurants, tons of concessions, not just seats. It's almost like a main stand 2.0. Now, rightly so. It's not an oval design stadium where you can walk around the entire thing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think each stand is its own entity, correct? Like you can't walk to the next one. You have to go out of the stand and then go to the next one. So it's very important that each stand has all of those amenities for the fans. And here is the roof being put into place, guys, as you can see. This is the old stand down here. And that's it. Anfield Road stands believed to have come at a cost of around 80 million, and again, adding another 7,000 seats. New capacity is going to be just over 61,000, with the new stand holding nearly 16,000 supporters. I'm excited to see it, man. You remember the excitement when the new stand was built, or the main stand? For me, it was just awesome.
No, it's super exciting. Progressing. We're progressing.
Let's go over to the chat real quick before we jump into the Man City thing here. Artio McDodge here says, it's Britain. They've been resurfacing my road for 2 years now. It's 300 meters long. Oh, my God. Stephen Price, what's going on? We got Gobbean Hunter in here. I haven't seen you in a while. Scott Barkley, Jordan Welch in here. Tons of Reds in here in Glace. Shout out to everyone. Love all of you. And again, appreciate your support. Some of the best ways and easiest ways, freest ways to support the channel, subscribe and like the stream as well. And of course, our channel members, shout out to you guys. You guys keep the channel up and running. Now, let's go here. And Steve, here it is. Man City, they get their first trophy. I was on social media yesterday after. Everyone was kind of roasting Man City, which is fine. That's their prerogative. Basically saying, talk to us when you have 6. Pep made a funny comment. Pep made a funny comment after the game. He did say, he goes, Real Madrid need to be careful. We're only 13 behind them. I thought that was kind of funny. But Man City did it. And, shout out to Ederson. Ederson really, again, I don't know what it is with goalkeepers in finals, but sometimes they are really the true heroes of the final. And let's be real. We all knew it was going to be City. We had some hope that Inter was going to win, but City was always going to win that game. They win the treble. They had a great season, above average season, very, very good season. Haaland just came in, completely outperformed expectations. Still pisses me off. They're cheaters.
Yeah, look, here's what I'll say. I was never one of those people that was always like, win the Champions League before you talk to me. Like, they were gonna win one.
Me neither.
They're bound to win one. It's okay. It's one match. It's one match. It's a tournament. Well, it's a tournament, but it's one match you have to win. Let's also give a shout out to Inter. People were saying they didn't even belong on the same pitch. It was going to be a dominating match. Inter had more shots on target. Possession was 56 to 44%. Pass accuracy about the same. Inter had more corners. So, regardless, it was a legitimate match. I also think, congratulations to the players and to maybe not Guardiola, but congratulations to the players at least for winning, right? It's what bothers me and where the asterisk is the club, right? 115 financial fair play charges against them. 2-year European football ban overturned. No academy players in the starting 11. Something doesn't smell right, and I think we all smell it. At the end of the day, the players still have to perform, and they did, and they had a hell of a season.
Smelly.
They had a hell of a season, the players. I feel bad for De Bruyne. He's always getting banged up in his games. But
that is the worst luck. And De Bruyne's such a class act. He's the one player on the team you're like, damn, that sucks.
Look, these guys still have to show up to work. They're still human. We have a rivalry with them, so we don't like some or maybe most or all of them, the players.
Pretty much, it's like Bernardo Silva, and that's like...
Right. Even the manager, we're not too fond of. But at the end of the day, these human beings still have to show up to work and perform and train and educate themselves and recover. They play a lot of matches just like we did last year. So credit to them. I don't want to take anything away from them, but the fact that they're even able to be in this position is what's fishy. So that's the last thing I'm going to say. They won the Champions League. We're coming next year. We'll see you next year. Party's back on next year.
I can't wait, dude. I seriously can't wait for next season. So, last 10 minutes of the show, let's just go over to the chat. Just kind of nonchalantly chat. If you guys are just now joining us, make sure you check out earlier in the stream. We discussed Alexis Mac Allister. We talked about the latest news surrounding MAnu Kone and Khephran Thuram. And of course, I'm going to try to put out some clips of that later today. So in case you guys don't want to watch or search through the entire show, you can just watch little mini clips of it. I'm going to try to do that later. But Steve, let's go over to the chat.
Let's go to the chat.
All right, what we got here? Douglas James. We won't be in Anfield at the beginning of the season. We'll be playing away. Please, can you smash the like button? That's right, Doug. Everyone smash the like button. Okay. Everyone's saying that Pep is only going to stay for like another year or two. And actually, some people are saying that, Oyvind specifically, saying, I have hope that Pep will leave since he completed the job.
He hopes he'll leave so it makes it easier for us.
Of course, which we all kind of do, to be fair. But
no, just give them the punishment they deserve.
That's all.
And that's justice, not Pep leaving.
No.
He's good for the league. I like it.
Pep he is one of the GOATs. He is. There's no arguing that. Okay? We can have the debate man manager versus trophies, right? And obviously Klopp's going to fall short, but I think Klopp is a better man manager. That can even be argued, okay? But regardless, Pep is a great manager, and like Steve said, he's great for the league. He creates competition. He creates a rivalry between City and Liverpool that started back in 17-18, maybe even earlier than that, 16-17. And this rivalry has been fantastic. This season, not so much. All right, Man City and Arsenal kind of had a thing going on, but we all knew Arsenal was going to fall off, right? We all kind of knew that.
Yeah, I mean, literally anyone with a brain knew that. You can't sustain it for a whole year.
With Xhaka.
Dude, listen, as long as like Liverpool for the most part over the past, 4 or 5 years, and as long as Pep and that Man City team are here, like there's no joy for other clubs. And even for us for the most part, no joy. Have fun. Like, dude, you guys remember? Might have been last season. City was nowhere to be found. Slow start. It was Chelsea and Liverpool. Tuchel's Chelsea in Liverpool, 1 and 2. Chelsea were playing great.
Yep.
And I told you guys, it's too long of a season. It's too long of a season. And the other thing is, Arsenal's only going to have it tougher moving forward because we're coming back. Manchester City's not going to get any worse. You got to imagine, right? You have to imagine Newcastle's going to strengthen. United's probably going to strengthen, trim some of their dead weight.
Dude, we're going to see a big transition now with teams like Newcastle. Newcastle is going to be fighting top 5 the entire season. Like you said, Man City, the team that I think will probably be back in the conversation is Chelsea. I think this is a one-off season. I think they had zero chemistry because of just the sheer amount of money they spent and just these new players. They had zero chemistry, no continuity in the manager position, no idea why they let Tuchel go. And so next season, we're going to have our work cut out for us, bro. We are. It's not going to be easy.
No, you're right. But I think like Arsenal is, I feel like they had their shot. As long as Jurgen Klopp and Pep are in this league, and if Chelsea can bounce back, like you saw United make a pretty big step forward this year. I think, all things considered.
Agreed.
They got a trophy. I think they're going to trim some fat from their squad.
And they have a great manager. I think Ten Hag doing exactly what Klopp did. His goal was to finish top 4. They even got a trophy, right? They got 2 trophies this year. Did they win the FA Cup and Carabao? Guys, I don't follow Man United.
No, they won one.
They won.
City won the other one.
Carabao?
They won the Carabao. United won the Carabao.
Oh, Man City.
Man City won the FA Cup.
Jesus, I'm an idiot.
But here's an example. I'm on a random website right now. They have Liverpool and Arsenal as the same odds to win the Premier League.
Okay.
Second behind Man City, right? And nothing has changed for us. When these came out, we hadn't even signed Mac Allister. That's what I'm talking about here. This was May 28th. These odds came out for next season's odds. Mm-hmm. City is still the favorite. We are tied with Arsenal for second favorite. Same odds.
Arsenal cannot sleep. They need to capitalize because apparently Xhaka is leaving. Thank God. That's well overdue. I think he's going to Leverkusen or something. They need to strengthen. If Arsenal doesn't strengthen, I think they're going to struggle. They need to strengthen in the midfield and defensively. Their attack is great. They have no problem in their attack. I think their attack is going to be one of the best next season. But there's so much. This is why the Premier League to me is so exciting. I just love having so many good teams now. Now, it does suck when you have a season like we did where we didn't play up to our potential and literally just ugly to watch for about 2 months of the season. All right. But luckily we get to do it all over again come August. Also, shout out to 150 people here in the chat. Appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure if you're enjoying the stream, you smash that like button. What else we got in here? Oh, Arsenal and Declan Rice. That might be one.
That would be huge. That's what they need. Right now they're focused on re-signing everybody.
Which is
Martinelli, Odegaard.
They should.
Saka, right? Ramsdale. That's smart. Saliba.
Very smart. And they just got Gabriel Jesus, so he's good for another 3-4 years. He might have even signed a longer deal than that. That was a great pickup for them. Dude, Ramsdale.
Yeah, Max says here, if they're serious in contending, they should get both Caicedo and Rice. If they do that, then I wouldn't be surprised if they do win the league.
No, this is what I'm saying. Declan Rice for them would be the perfect signing. Perfect signing. I think if Declan Rice was smart, he goes to Arsenal. To me, that's a big selling point. Now, the West Ham fans might not like him very much. Okay, West Ham just winning a European Cup. Granted, it's the Conference League. Doesn't matter. Okay, or was it? Yeah, no, it was the Conference League.
Yeah, but he has to get out of there. It's over.
I know he does, bro, but it's, to me, part of it says he could leverage that into a better contract because they won a bunch of money from that. Okay. Now, granted, they did absolutely horrible in the league, but they prioritized Europe. I think Declan Rice could, like I said, leverage into a better contract with West Ham. Give it another year or two, see what you can do with West Ham, and who knows. But I also get the understanding, or I also understand the point of Arsenal now are battling for top 4 consistently, you would think, and also league titles now. There's a good project being built over there. You got a good manager. Go to Arsenal. It's going to be a tough decision for Declan Rice, but a good move for him if he were to move or to go to Arsenal. I just don't know how the West Ham fans would view him. And the thing is if you leave a club in badly, I think it could affect your mental state. Look at Coutinho.
Forget that, dude. Listen, it's totally different for me, but this next decision is very crucial for him. Arsenal's not a bad decision based on what we just saw. I also don't think Newcastle is a bad decision for him.
Ooh,
bad decisions are Chelsea, right? Potentially United, not as bad as I would have said a year ago. Tottenham, awful decision. But there's only so many clubs that that are of the caliber for that type of player. So it's got to be an Arsenal. It's got to be United, Newcastle. I think I would love to have him, but I don't think we're going to buy him. But your next move, Declan, make your next move your best move, pal.
Be smart with it, man.
Even City.
Well, the thing with City, look at what Calvin Phillips did. How many games did he play?
No, well,
was he injured?
We're talking about 2 different caliber of players.
Well, we are, but the fact of the matter remains is that you got Rodri.
If John Stones can play in the midfield at City, Declan Rice would be a shout for player of the year.
I'm glad you brought that up real quick. This is the last thing I'll talk about. I'm glad you brought that up because Pep, short on players, played John Stones as a defensive midfielder. That could be a sign that they're in the market for a good defensive midfielder. It's also a sign that he doesn't trust his backup defensive midfielders. Like, if you're playing John Stones there, you're almost saying, like, look, I really don't trust you. It's kind of like...
Well, I mean, he turned out to be, like, so damn good there. And that's if
great.
Gundogan leaves, well, then They should literally snatch up Declan Rice in a matter of 5 minutes. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Throw the money on the table and get him.
But that's what's crazy to me is the tax on Declan Rice. Like if Grealish is 100 million, what's Declan Rice going to be?
Probably, I would say about the same. There's rumors that in the past that they wanted 140 and all this crap. Get over yourselves, guys. Get over yourselves.
West Ham
He's a good
every right.
player. He is a very good player. But I don't think he can't go for more than Bellingham. He's not better than Jude Bellingham.
But listen, West Ham have every right to demand whatever they want from him because he just won them a trophy, a European trophy at that. Not alone, but he was part of it, and he captains the side. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, go back and watch if you want to stay up to date with all of the news surrounding Khephran Thuram and MAnu Kone. Some developing news about MAnu Kone. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to put out some clips later on, as well as the stadium expansion pictures. Go ahead and check that out. Steve, do you have any closing thoughts?
Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we have some more transfer news next week.
I hope so. Again, all 140, 150 plus of you guys, we can't appreciate or show our appreciation enough for you guys coming in and watching. I remember doing this show when there was no one watching live. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, show your appreciation. All right. And until next time, Reds, take care.